How can one deny Christ as a Christian, and what relationship is there between denying the Lord and the cross? Here is this week's news. When we speak of denying Christ, it is precisely the rejection of the cross. It is the fact of declaring that we do not know Jesus out of fear for our life. The denial of the Lord takes place in the heart of man who fears for his life and seeks to preserve it according to man. To understand this, let's read the passage from Matthew 26:31 to 35 together. Matthew 26:31 through 35. Then Jesus said to him, I will offend you all this night, for it is written, I will smite the shepherd, and the sheep of the flock will be scattered. But after I am raised, I will go before you into Galilee. Peter answered and said to him, even if you are a stumbling block for everyone, you will never be a stumbling block for me. Jesus said to him, truly I tell you, this very night, before the rooster crows, you will deny me 3 times. Peter answered him, even though I should die with you, I will not deny you. And all the disciples said the same thing. Peter, hearing the word, was certain that he could die with Jesus Christ. His heart was convinced in his own eyes, and he loved the Lord very much. But he had not yet seen how his flesh could naturally flee in the fear of death. He had not yet seen his flesh facing the cross. Why did he take the rooster's crow as the reference? Because the rooster's crow announces the rising of the day. The Lord wanted him to understand that before the day rises, in his heart, he will deny him 3 times. And this very day cannot rise in the heart without the principle of the cross. This passage tells us the shepherd will be stricken. In other words, he will carry out the cross, and the sheep of the flock will be scattered. The shepherd who led them is struck, and the sheep are scattered. Each one flees. This escape shows us that the flesh manifests its disapproval of the cross. This passage says again after the resurrection, he will precede them into Galilee. So we understand that the Lord himself knew that he was going to see them again, because each one was going to be confronted with the cross and make a real spiritual choice. It is not a definitive denial of the Lord's refusal, but rather a real confrontation of the cross and the flesh, which always rejects the cross. So in other words, each one will have a personal encounter and will live a specific experience with the cross, made in the fleeing of his flesh, which rejects the cross naturally. Each disciple will make a choice through a personal experience, which he will live through. So in other words, each disciple will have a personal encounter and will have a personal experience with the cross, made in the escape of his flesh, which rejects the cross naturally. Each disciple will make a choice through a personal experience that he will live through. Understanding when in his heart the cross will confront the dimensions of his flesh, which by nature will always want to naturally take flight. The cross confronts certain aspects of your flesh throughout your life on earth, which is why you must take it every day. Thank you for listening. Have a great day. Bye for now.